Alright, need everybody be quiet, even nearby. So I'm going to show you how to copy the roster into Excel if you had trouble with that. And then we're going to sort it, and we're going to add it up. And then we're going to look at the new assignment. And we'll take a break for a few minutes so people can get caught up, and then we'll start covering the new assignment. Alright, so if you open up your roster in Excel, some of you probably already did this yesterday, but if you open it up and highlight it as much as you can, and then right click, ooh, that didn't work. I'm going to go Control C. And then let's go into Excel. C. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, so I pasted mine in there. I had to try it a couple times in order to get it to work. Alright, so let's look at what we were supposed to do yesterday. We need a spreadsheet containing player information and salaries. So we're supposed to add a column called salary. So at the top, I'm going to type in salary. You're supposed to search the internet and come up with a salary. So the idea would be, like, let's say you have a baseball team. You might look up a couple of pitcher salaries and ballpark how much that's going to be, and then put it in here. Okay, and then we're supposed to sort and total the salaries. So we'll take a break for a couple minutes, and then we'll come back and sort and total the salaries. Okay, we got to look at sorting. Somebody said they had trouble sorting. Shh. So what you do is you go to Data, and then Sort. And there's an option here, because it looks towards the top of your Excel document. There should be an option to choose something based on your label. So I'm going to choose salary per game. And then it says sort on values. Some of you won't see values, because if I remember what some of you turned in, you had things like 200 gig for somebody. So if you label it in that manner where it's not recognized as something mathematical, then Excel will think it's a label. So keep that in mind. You might need to adjust those. And then if you look at order, it says smallest to largest. You could also go largest to smallest. But the instructions say smallest to largest, so I'm going to hit OK. Okay, and then the instructions also say to have a total. And they say to label it salary total. So somewhere at the bottom, type in salary total. And then underneath all of your salaries that should be sorted now, you're going to use what's called the auto sum tool, which can save you a lot of time and make it look like you did a lot of work. And it's more accurate than just pulling out a calculator. But in Excel, when we do these assignments, sometimes students just pull out a calculator, which I'm going to mark you down if you don't have a formula in there. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to go to the Home tab. And right now I'm under Salary Total. I'm going to choose this Auto Sum button. So if you look at the top right of my screen under the Home tab, I could just click on Auto Sum, and the default is to add things up. Now where people get messed up on this is if you look where it's selected the top number down to this NA right here. We don't want it to select the NA because it's going to give an error. So I'm just going to have to change my selection so it includes only numbers. And then I'm going to hit enter. And there's my salary total. Okay, and that's all there was to this particular assignment from yesterday. So I'm going to save it. So I'm going to go Office, Save As, Excel Workbook, and I'm going to put it under folder with my name, Focus, for period 4, and then we're going to go 4 underscore last name, first initial underscore, and this one is going to be called salary. And also, I noticed when I was checking grades yesterday, or actually it was this morning, some people on the grades, or excuse me, on the stuff they turned in, they didn't name things correctly. So keep that in mind because I'll just delete it. Boom. So that's it. We'll take questions in just like 5 more seconds. So we're continuing. If we look under today's date, generally what we're going to do today is we're going to copy what we have, paste it on new sheet, rename both sheets, delete some cells from other sheets, add some cells, and then we're going to type a memo. And then tomorrow we're going to merge all of the 18, 15, however many players you have, using merge mail into the memo. And it's going to make it so you have 15 separate documents. So it's going to end up saving you a lot of time. So if you read through the instructions, all right, so let's go ahead, go back to our Excel, and then we're going to copy the whole thing. So I'm going to highlight my entire spreadsheet, right-click, copy. Okay, let's go to sheet 2. So if you look at the bottom left, you'll see sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. And then I'm going to right click and paste. So the next thing it says to do is rename sheet 1 as salaries. So down the bottom, I'm going to right click on sheet 1 and then go to rename. And I'm going to type in salaries. Okay, the instructions also say to change the color of salaries. So I'm going to right click on salaries, the same area, the same tab, and then see where it says tab color. I'm going to choose a different color. Okay, then we're going to rename sheet 2. Sheet 2 should be called addresses, so I'm going to right click on sheet 2, go rename, type in addresses, and then I'm going to change the color of sheet 2. So I right click, go tab color, choose a new color. Okay, what the instructions say to do next is to go to sheet 1, salaries. So I'll just refer to the salaries now. And it says delete all information from this sheet except player names and salaries. So I have to unselect it. I just hit escape on the keyboard. And then I'm going to highlight, and actually I believe they made a mistake. It's supposed to be name, jersey number, and salary. So leave that jersey number, please. So I highlight everything I don't need, which in this case, position, height, and weight. And then I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to go to delete. And you have to make a choice. For me, if yours is like mine, it should be entire row. Actually, I screwed up. It should be entire column.
They just want name and salary.
And jersey number. Okay, we're going to continue. So try to be ready. We're going to save this with a new name. I'm doing this now, even though we still have more work to do because I don't want anybody to lose their stuff. So I'm going to go Office button, Save As, Excel Workbook. And you need to be sure, especially on this one, you know where you saved it because you're going to have to find this again. So let's go to the folder with your name, go to Focus, go to Dream Team, and we're period 4. So let's call it 4 underscore last name, first initial, underscore, and this is called Merge Mail Info. Okay, let's save that. Okay, let's look at sheet 2, the addresses. So we're supposed to delete everything on sheet 2 except for player names and jersey numbers. So just like on sheet 1, except leave player names and jersey numbers. So I'm going to highlight position and weight and height. Now I'm going to right click, delete, and entire column. Same with salary, and be sure you're on the correct tab, addresses. I'm going to highlight my salary column, including total salary, and right click, delete, entire column. Okay, and I no longer need the salary total label, so I'm going to delete that. I need to add four columns. I need to add address, city, state, zip, okay, so let's take maybe 10 minutes and make up this information, and then we'll continue looking at new stuff in about 10 minutes.